Starting to score up. Ainsley, Dillion, Northbridge Girl, Miss Disco, Judith Kelly, Eleonora, Melina's Daughter, Philia Flex, Lachlan Missy, DJ Princess and Wildell. Starting to sort themselves out as they come into the starting area. Mobile starting to gather speed now. And they're racing in the Princess Mile, a pretty even dispatch. Towards the outside, Miss Disco and Eleonora were quickly out with Northbridge Girl. Kicking up on the inside is Ainsley, Dillion. Further back in the centre, Melina's Daughter, Philia Flex getting up on the inside. Trapped 3 wide in the early stages then is DJ Princess from Judith Kelly, Lachlan Missy, and a length and a half to Wildell, who's at the tail. To the back the first time, and the leader is Ainsley, Dillion by 3 parts of a length on Miss Disco. Locked away Philia Flex, pressing on out wide is Eleonora. In the centre then comes Northbridge Girl from Melina's Daughter, DJ Princess, Lachlan Missy, Judith Kelly and Wildell still at the tail. 27.8 the first quarter as they race onto the circle where the leader is Ainsley, Dillion and Benskin wheeling and dealing in the lead. Leads by 3 parts of a length on Eleonora. Locked up on the inside is Philia Flex. 1 by 1 on the outside then comes Miss Disco. Melina's Daughter firmly entrenched on the inside from Northbridge Girl, Lachlan Missy as they approach the bell. Back third last is DJ Princess from Wildell and Judith Kelly still at the tail. The half in 1:0.7 as they get the bell, and the leader is Ainsley, Dillion by 3 parts of a length on Eleonora. Locked away is Philia Flex. 1 by 1 on the outside is Miss Disco. Locked up on the inside, Melina's Daughter, followed by Northbridge Girl, Lachlan Missy on the inside from Wildell, DJ Princess, and a length and a quarter Judith Kelly. To the back 550 metres out, and the leader Ainsley, Dillion. Here comes Miss Disco coming with a withering run. Ainsley, Dillion the leader. It shows the way from Miss Disco. Eleonora in the centre. Philia Flex with nowhere to go, and then coming Lachlan Missy, and further back Northbridge Girl under the persuader. Melina's Daughter nowhere to go, and they are followed by Judith Kelly, DJ Princess and Wildell. Ainsley, Dillion got away, led by 3 parts of a length on Eleonora. Out wide battling on is Miss Disco, and then coming Philia Flex with nowhere to go, and Lachlan Missy not to be denied is winding up on the extreme outside around the turn. Ainsley, Dillion the leader. From Eleonora down the outside is Melina's Daughter getting through now. Ainsley, Dillion in front and will hold them at bay. Ainsley, Dillion wins the Princess Mile. 3-way go for the minors. Philia Flex, Eleonora or Melina's Daughter. Not much in it for second and third. They were followed by Wildell, Judith Kelly, Lachlan Missy, DJ Princess. Compounding quickly over the final part was Miss Disco, and the last one home was Northbridge Girl. And also RJ Fleming, a chestnut filly, a 3-year-old, trained and driven in superlative fashion by John Benskin. There will be a presentation to the winning connections after the all clear signal. Presentation to be made by the promotions officer of the Trotting Authority of New South Wales, Mr. John Kerwick. Photo down, number 2, Melina's Daughter gets second, 2 Melina's Daughter second, and 7 Philia Flex Elmales third. 1, 2 and 7 official, number 2 on the totes, Melina's Daughter $1.10, and 7 Philia Flex to pay $1.40. Second place getter, Melina's Daughter by Shriek, trained and driven by Peter Morris. Philia Flex number 7 third, trained and driven by Laurie Moles. 3.5 a half head, time 2:3.1, both gross and mile rate. And now for the trackside presentation to make the introductions, Mr. Greg Scott.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Harold Park this evening. To make the presentation to the winner of the previous race, I'd like to introduce to the microphone the promotions officer of the Trotting Authority of New South Wales, Mr. John Kerwick.
Greg Scott, thank you very much indeed, and may I take the opportunity of congratulating the President and Committee of the New South Wales Trotting Club for the wholehearted support that the New South Wales Trotting Club has tendered to the running of the New South Wales Sire Stakes program. And may I also compliment the New South Wales Trotting Club on the presentation of magnificent trophies and rugs that they have made available, and it's appropriate to the status of these important classics. Ladies and gentlemen, the New South Wales Sires Stakes cultivates a general shift of interest towards 2-year-old and 3-year-old racing, with emphasis upon the increasing opportunities available for owners to gain an early financial return. One of the prime objectives of Sires Stakes racing is to encourage owners and trainers to get their 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds out of the paddocks, into the stables and onto the racetracks at a much earlier stage. It has also created new horizons for fillies, whereby trainers can now set their 2-year-old or 3-year-old fillies for a series of classic events, racing against their own age and sex, and for very rich prize money. And the result of this, of course, this strategic program, we find now that we have just so many more fillies with classic winning fillies with a more desirable background for their pending role as brood mares, and I'm sure that you will agree that that is a very desirable influence for their future progeny when they produce them after they go to stud. With those few words, ladies and gentlemen, it's my very pleasant duty to make the presentation of the trophies to the connections of that marvellous filly Ainsley Dillion. Ainsley Dillion, by a former champion in himself, Dillion Light, and hails from the northwestern area, from Tamworth, where it's raced in family interest. Ian Verning, in fact, one of the part owners, drove Ainsley Dillion in her first 4 victories, but the money's down here, the competition's down here, and when you have a filly of the ability that Ainsley Dillion has, of course, one of the main things is to place it with a man who knows exactly where he stands professionally, and with the ability to mix it with the best, and the filly came down to Johnny Binskin. On behalf of the New South Wales Trotting Club, may I present to Ian Verning, the former trainer of Ainsley Dillion and of course a part owner, to accept the trophy on behalf of the associate connections, IP Verning, which is Ian himself, Ollie Verning, which is Ian's mother, and Perce Verning, which is Ian's father, and Mr. Bob Flaming. I'm sure that they're very proud owners of a magnificent filly. She'll go on to bigger and better things, not only in Sires Stakes classics, but in other classics here at Harold Park and other major paceways. Congratulations, Ian. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Verning.
Thanks very much, Mr. Kerwick. It's nice to be back here at Harold Park winning races. We didn't think we'd get back here after this filly got the virus, but hope we get back here more often. I'd like to thank John the way he handled the horse. Thank you very much.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I think it'd be quite right to say that it's only a few years back, before Sires Stakes racing, that fillies for a lot of professional trainers were taboo, because there was really nowhere that you could exclusively place them. I'm sure that Johnny Binskin will agree that that's all changed, and particularly when he can get his hands on a filly with the ability of Ainsley Dillion. And I may congratulate John Binskin now on behalf of the New South Wales Trotting Club and of course the Trotting Authority, who organised the Sires Stakes series, on his drive on Ainsley Dillion. Congratulations, John Binskin.
Thanks, John.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Binskin.
John Kerwick, members of the committee, ladies and gentlemen, it's nice to be back here winning a nice race with the mare called Ainsley Dillion, and I think she'll go a long way. Thanks very much.
Yeah, John, that's yours.
Thank you, John. We'll now ask John Kerwick to sash the winner, Ainsley Dillion.